Grandma Debbie here. So St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner, and so I thought it would be fun to make a dessert. So we're going to make a mint chocolate kiss blossom cookie, and we're going to color it green. Now I am going to recommend that if you do this, that you use gloves when you start dealing with the green, because I currently have green fingernails and fingertips. So it happens. What can I say? All right, so we are going to get started on this dessert. Now, I do plan on taking this dessert to the parade. We have a parade every year in our town for St. Patrick's Day, and so there's going to be a group of us, and I thought it'd be fun to show up with some dessert for them. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so let's get started on this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up chocolate kisses. We need 24 of them. This recipe makes 24 cookies. So we're going to open up 24 of these. And then I'm going to put them in the refrigerator so that they chill off a little bit. And man, some of these are closed really good. That's weird. So after I open them and get them in the bowl, I'm going to put them in the refrigerator so they're a little chilled. And then when we bake the cookies, I'll bring them out and put them on top. Okay, so I've got 24 of them. If actually there's more cookies, I do have additional chocolate kisses that I can use. So, all right, so I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got those in the refrigerator, cooling off, and I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees. And we're going to get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cream our butter, and it's 10 tablespoons of butter. So there's 8 tablespoons in a cube, so I'm going to just need a little more than that. And then I'm going to need, let's see, and then we're going to use powdered sugar. So we're using a cup of powdered sugar. And I'm just using this. And of course, I'm getting powdered sugar all over the place. It's like it's snowing in here. Okay, that's about a cup. Okay, so I'm going to cream these together. Well, I got out my mixer, I just forgot to plug it in. Oh! Well, that was a nice big mistake. I have egg all over the place. So let's clean that up first. Let's start this over again. All right, so let's get going on this. so now that I've made a humongous mess, we're going to go on to the next thing. All right, so we're going to add an egg, 1 egg. So 1 egg. And then we're going to add the yolk of another egg. So I'm just going to, let me move this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. I didn't want the yolk. Okay, so now what I am going to do is I'm going to use these whites for something else later on, but here's the yolk. All right, let me clean up my mess here a little bit because I got a lot of things going on. Okay, let's switch back to putting this here. Okay, so we're going to add an egg and an egg yolk. And then we're going to add peppermint extract. So we're adding 1 teaspoon of peppermint extract. You can add less if you don't like the taste of peppermint, or you can even add a little bit more, but I wouldn't add too much more than that. Okay, then we're going to do a couple little drops of food coloring. Okay, I think that's good. We can always add more. And then we're going to do this until it's smooth. Well, it is a pretty shade of green. What do you think? All right, so now I'm going to add flour. So I'm going to add, I don't even know, 2 cups of flour. I'm going to do this out of range, guys. Sorry. But all I'm doing is making a huge mess. Okay, here's 1, and now I have to add more flour to my container, so let me get that done. I got flour in places that you really shouldn't have flour, but oh well, it is what it is. And I'm just using all-purpose flour. Okay. All right, here's the 2nd cup. And, whoa, that was not smart. Okay, then I'm going to add in 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder. And I'm just using this brand of baking powder. Okay, and then I'm going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I'm using the pink salt. And then I'm just going to mix this until it's all combined. And you can also do these cookies at Christmas time. They'd be great if you did them in red and green. That'd make it really festive. Okay, so we've got it mixed up, and now I'm going to roll these out and put them on a cookie sheet. So let me clean up the mess a little bit, and I will bring you right back for that portion of it. Okay, so I got my cookie sheets out, and I am going to wear gloves because I don't trust this not dyeing my hands. So I'm going to do all 24 at the same time and have them all ready to go. But you're going to roll them out into about 1-inch balls. So, and then you're going to cook these for about 8 minutes. You can do 7 to 9. I wouldn't go much more than that. All right, so I'm just going to move these off to the side and do the next tray. Well, I might have to steal some of the dough from some of the other ones to get 12. Because I'm not going to get 12 of them, or 24, I mean. So let's just take a little from, make them all a little smaller. Okay, I think I've stolen from enough of them. Now I have 24. All right, so I'm going to get these in the oven, and I will bring you back. I'm going to take my gloves off. And I do recommend that you wear gloves. Or have green fingers, whichever. All right, I'll bring you right back. Okay, so I got the first batch out. They have to sit here now for 2 minutes, and then we'll put the kisses on. All right, so I will bring you back in 2 minutes. Okay, so it's been 2 minutes, and I grabbed some of the kisses out. So we're just going to plop them in here. Okay, now that we've got that done, we're now going to take them off and put them on the cooling rack. The mint is really coming through. Okay, so we're now going to wait for the other batch to finish up, and I will bring you back then. Okay, so here is the finished product. I got 24 cookies. They're going to be great for the parade. I'm looking forward to taking them and enjoying them. Okay, so I'm looking forward to taking these to the parade and enjoying them there with the family and friends. So I think it's going to be fun. And as I told you earlier, you can change out the food coloring to whatever food coloring you want to use. You could use red and green for Christmas. You could use yellow for the spring. You could use red and blue, and even just leave them white for the July. You can make them purple if you want, orange. If you do change them out, the food coloring, because people see what they're, they enjoy food by looking at it first. It's a visual thing. You might want to change the extract. So you could use vanilla. You could even use almond. I wouldn't go too much more than those kinds of extracts, but it's up to you. Remember, a recipe is just a guide. Make it your own. So, it's up to you however you want to do it. They're quick, they're easy. You can even do it with the kids. Just make for sure if you use food coloring that you put gloves on everybody, because otherwise you're going to have green nails like I do. All right. Well, I hope that everything's going great and you're having an amazing day, and I will talk to you soon. Hit that like, hit the share, and hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you in a bit. All right. Bye.